How long gone? It is a beautiful Sunday. We're inching towards Christmas, Jesus' birthday.
Happy B-Day. Yeah, we were just discussing right beforehand, you know, the fellas as a gay discourse. Is it, at a certain point, your Wi-Fi speeds can be too high and too strong where it's suspect, right?
100%. Yeah, if your Wi-Fi is too fast, I have questions.
Mm-hmm.
As a man.
Just what's going on in there, you know?
No woman has ever dealt with Wi-Fi speed. That's what keeps them beautiful and pure, is that they don't worry about shit like that. That's a man's job.
Yeah, women put the Y in Wi-Fi, am I right? They don't know shit. Stupid. Yeah, we're just days away from our holiday break. We got Christmas Eve coming up soon in just a couple days. It's going to be raining in LA for all of these days, which is not good for my holiday schedule.
Well, I mean, yeah, Orange County in the rain is not as romantic as I would like it to be.
Yeah, it's hard to look over, get a lychee martini at the Montage and overlook, gray skies.
I remember a couple years ago when we were in LA and we drove a convertible to your house on Christmas Eve, and I was like, damn, this is how good life can be. Right? I was like, I didn't know it was like this, but it can't be like that every year.
No, it cannot. Let's see. So there's a bunch of cool stuff in the news relevant to our interest. We covered some stuff as we recorded a little special that's going to come out soon, but we can kind of talk more about that. And then,
well, I mean, we would be remiss to not start off with the end of Bowen Yang's tenure. Mm-hmm. Over at SNL. I watched it. I watched some clips.
I haven't. I'm going to watch it tonight, famously.
I didn't watch Cher, obviously, because that's crazy to me. She lip synced her way through it as she should. I think Cher's earned her right to lip sync.
Oh, for sure.
People get mad about that. I'm like, dude, she's a legend. Just let her. Who cares? Like, she's not there because she can sing. She's there because she's Cher.
But she used to be able to sing very well. I mean, I'm sure she obviously can still sing well, but she's of that generation. 60s, 70s, when you had to be able to sing, dance, play 4 instruments.
Totally.
You had to be a real true entertainer and a true talent, and that kind of stuff doesn't, Now it's like, can you dance? Good. Doesn't matter if you can sing. Can you sing? Good. Doesn't matter if you can dance. And that's about it.
You can pick one.
That band, the Carpenters, like the sister and brother, like the girl drummer of the Carpenters was like 16 and just a world-class jazz drummer.
It's cool. They don't make them like that anymore.
You had to, and you had to be able to sing and dance and choreo and blah blah blah.
They did do a quick Cameron Winter bit, which I thought was really well. They did like a holiday duet thing, and one of them was Cameron Winter and Benson Boone. And the gag is that Benson Boone just flips and breaks something. He doesn't. You never see him sing.
Gag it.
But it was a funny like, and they got the guy, like the indie guy that like lives in Brooklyn to do the guy who plays Trump.
Damn, that's a big move.
But Bowen Yang send off
to do Cameron on there.
Yeah, well, it was like one of 7, so it was like a low risk kind of inclusion.
That's you're up. Your stock has risen if they're spoofing you on SNL.
No, totally. But the Bowen's send off was he was working in the Delta One Lounge, so I really wanted to like it. But
so send off meaning like that was his last one. Skit?
Basically, it was like he was retiring from working at the Delta Lounge, but it was obviously about him leaving SNL.
Like it's his last day at the Delta Lounge.
And Ariana Grande was his wife, and Cher came out as his boss. And I'm like, you know what? Like, that's too much. Is he really gay royalty on that level to get the Cher and Ari send off? I didn't realize that. Honestly, that seems like hallowed halls to me.
Yeah, but with SNL, it's kind of slim pickings. It's in the world of SNL, he is on that level, but I guess in the world of everything else in the world, he's still, not a big dog just quite yet.
I guess
in the hollowed gay halls.
He might be top 10 gays right now for some people. I wouldn't give him that, but I think for some people that's possible. If they live in the West Village and they like matcha, I think it's really possible.
So I guess more importantly, let us speculate why he's leaving.
Oh, I know why he's leaving, because he thinks he's going to be a movie star. That's why anybody leaves SNL. They think they're bigger than that show, and sometimes it works. Mm-hmm. And for every Will Ferrell, You have a Sherry O'Terry or whatever, that doesn't really hack it out there. And I mean,
yeah, but I think with Sherry, she's one of those people, and I don't want to get too far into it, but I don't know if she may have left when it was time for her to leave, and not like before her time to pursue a famous acting movie career.
I think
or whatever it may be.
Yeah, but I also think her characters were like household names at a certain point. And I don't know if
they don't have those anymore.
That happens anymore. No. Yeah, I don't know if that happens anymore. But I think that I think he thinks he's going to be a movie star, and maybe he will. But I think that the way he is quote unquote funny, it really works on SNL. I don't know how that works in Wicked Part 6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know how that. Like, I think that's it's like when we talk about Drewski. Drewski's really good at skits. That's what he should do. Like, he probably shouldn't be trying to be in movies because they clearly don't do well.
And he should not be doing stand-up. There's just different forms of it. He might excel at stand-up, but probably not, And Dave Chappelle excels at stand-up, but when he's on SNL, he's not the greatest ensemble actor.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't.
Could be
I just
worse,
think
though.
that, like, I get it. SNL sucks schedule-wise, and the money's probably kind of mid, but, like...
money's probably mid. I think that to me, it's less of a testament of him being too big for the show because of his inflated ego, or whatever his schedule happens to be right now, where it literally is bigger. But I think it shows just how low SNL is right now, to where you can only take so many weeks of just being the only thing that people really seem to care about on a show that's just flailing and flopping. And
I mean, this is what they say about SNL every year, though. This is how everybody talks about it all the time. So I don't really.
I know, but
I don't think that has.
I'm looking at it from a macro.
No, dude, he wants to be in movies. He wants to be famous, and this fucks up his schedule. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with podcasting. It has to do with, like, I think I'm a movie star, and this is holding me back.
I think
and also 7 seasons is a long time.
Yeah, he had a good run. I really wonder what, like, when he does the Bravo Culturista Awards annually or whatever, what the ratings for that is compared to the ratings for an episode of SNL. And I don't think they're too far away from each other. If not,
well, that's not a fair comparison, though, because SNL's on every week, and that's a one-time thing. You know what I mean? That's
true.
That's not really.
But also, I think it evens out in the wash, that being a very, very famous show that's been on for 50 years with A-list movie stars on as guests and bands every week. For them, just Bowen and his friend can do a bunch of gay jokes, in tuxedos for an hour. Why would I do that on, it's going to get more eyeballs.
I don't think anybody's watching those. I think that's a clip show. That's not a shit. That's no shade. Mm-hmm. I think it's like everything else. It's just no one's watching it all the way.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. We'll see what happens. I mean, the award show is brilliant. So I think that is his greatest contribution so far.
Mm-hmm. But what does it mean when Bowen Yang, not an A-list person, becomes too big for SNL?
Well, he's not too big for SNL. He thinks he's too big for that's two very different things.
And I don't think it's because he's big. I think it's because SNL is so low right now.
I think he's good at the internet too. I mean, I think everything he does is very, like, clippable for the internet. All those characters from SNL are extremely, like, that thing. Like, it's like you know what I mean? It's like for fat chicks to send to their friends. It's like that's his entire being, that's a lot of people. It's smart. It's really great, actually.
I agree. Well, hopefully he ends up having a great, awesome, wonderful career. It's so weird how everyone in my life, it's so divisive. He really doesn't have any people that are, like, cool with him. It's either obsessed or I cannot stand him.
Well, that's hey, man, I can relate. So I know. I think that's how it is for a lot of people these days, because we still live in a classic or trash society.
Yeah, we do. But I mean, I don't know anyone else on that other than Marcelo Hernandez, who just does, isn't it funny if I talk like my uncle? And that's the only shtick. Other than him, everyone is just kind of like, yeah, they're pretty good. No, that's funny. That one's not so funny, whatever. But with Bowen, like, just full adult, liberal-minded people are just like, I fucking hate him.
I mean, that's power. That's a better place to be than, I don't know, whatever. It's fine.
It's true.
I'd rather be reviled and loved than middling.
Yeah, I guess maybe what can Bowen do to become cool?
Oh, nothing. That's not his game. I mean, that's the thing. That's just not his game. He will be successful. I don't know if he'll be a movie star, but I think he'll be successful. But I don't think it's because he'll be liked. That's not what the game he's playing.
Who is the small gay boy guy that is best friends with all the models?
Jake Shane.
Right. I think it'll be kind of like that where he like nobody thinks he's cool, but it'll be like he'll have his own little like world and harem that he's built up.
You make a lot of money. I mean, I saw a video of Jake Shane at a University of Texas football game with Glenn Powell.
What the?
And I was like, bro, this is some wild stuff.
Doing
here.
what?
How the fuck are you guys? Are you setting Glenn Powell up with your friends, or are you and Glenn Powell dating? Which one? What's going on here?
Jake is the new Epstein. He gets in close. He takes his photos. I saw somebody say Epstein was like the Cobra Snake of like international arms dealers or whatever. Hey, just a quick one over here. Yeah, so good, so cute.
Jake, over here, Jake.
But with Epstein down and out for the count, allegedly, we need new people that can gain access to these high-level folks to compromise them so we can use, all of these people. We got to go hang out with cis male movie stars at the Hook 'em Horns game and get some tea, and then that way, Netflix can control what that person does, or else they'll release the photos.
I did find out Jake Shane's parents are someone. They're like Hollywood. Okay. He didn't come out of the blue, is what I'm saying. He didn't get it out the mud. Is all he's going into the family business.
Not like Big Boy in Kansas City. I mean,
no, Caleb is getting out of the mud. Caleb's getting out of the mud, and that's why
Caleb's getting it out the mud.
You can feel that. That's why it's so funny.
Yeah, we need all of our at what point will non-mud getters stop being tolerated in society?
Unfortunately, I love the children of celebrities. So
I know that you are a Nepo head, and I know that there are a lot of people out there who are either indifferent about it or cool with it. But I think every year over year, our ire for the Nepos is increasing. So at a certain point,
I don't see. I really don't. In an instance where it's someone who is bad at what they do and they keep getting opportunities, that's one thing.
Like Bronny James.
Yeah, but overall, I think if somebody's good at something, who cares? Yeah. I don't give a fuck where they came from. That doesn't matter to me. I don't care if it was hard or easy. If you're good at it, you're good at it.
Yeah. Well, you don't care, but most people whose lives are hell do care because
my
they
life
need
is hell. Don't get it twisted. I hate every second of being on this earth, but I still can.
But you're not a blama.
No, I just think no, I'm not. I don't think you can be like
you're saying my life is hell and stupid, and that's because this is the house that I built.
Exactly.
This is the house that Black built.
I got it out the mud building my own house, and it's unfortunately on an uneven
and some village people they build their huts out of mud, and some people you build yours out of it's called dung feces. So not to go Trent Reznor, but your empire of dirt, is that what he says?
He might.
On the Hurt song.
Oh, that's a classic.
That's what you did. You built your empire on shit. You hate everything. Your life sucks, and that's because of you. But a lot of other people out there, they're like, once a week there's a new person who's like, I am such a good actor, musician, DJ.
Well, you saw that with that today, that Fat White Family, that band from the UK, who had a moment a couple years ago, but were like,
wait, that's the name of the band?
Yeah. Yeah, sick band name. They're honestly pretty good, but they went on some crazy rant, comparing Epstein,
family?
Comparing Geese to Epstein, about Spotify. It's just dude, Geese they went to private schools in Brooklyn. They're not. I don't know, man. People just need to understand there's levels to this shit. It's not. I don't think their career in music is because their parents made money in completely different careers. I just don't really think that's how it works.
There's always going to be people that get a little, boost on the starting line. Fat White Family,
of course. But I just mean that if that bothers you that much, then you if you work at the post office and you're a great singer and you think the reason that you're not famous for that is because your spot's getting taken by people's children, you gotta that just seems like a crazy way to go through life, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's easier to do anything in the world but admit to yourself in the mirror that you are not as good as you need to be at what your dream on this earth is.
Every day I wake up in the mirror and I look at myself and I know I can't play guitar, and I still can't play guitar, and it's just that I have to live with that, and I'm fine with it. I've gotten through it, and you can too.
You have gotten through it. I have also, but so many people, because the problem is it's like the equation, like I've done this, and this. My executive coach that I paid $700 to told me, luck is a combination of hard work and talent, like whatever. And you're like, I work at GameStop, and all I do is work. I go home and I work on my beats. I'm working so hard. And for whatever reason, I am not Metro Boomin or whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Look, we all get dealt different hands, and that's just what it's got to. That's just what it's got to be.
Some of us don't even get hands. Okay.
Think of it that way. Hey, who can't make beats? Guys without hands. So consider yourself lucky.
Yeah, all the people out there who their entire life is ruined and destroyed because people whose parents are rich or talented or interesting had kids, and those people are doing stuff that you're not. Go look at handicapped people. Go look at wheelchair motherfuckers, blind motherfuckers, missing a limb, whatever,
Somebody's always got it way worse than you.
Look at T.I.'s head.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
I just got a trailer for T.I.'s new comedy special, and I watched the entire trailer, and there wasn't a single joke in it. It was amazing. It was like him saying...
So it's like Joe Rogan stand-up.
It was like him saying stuff really animated, like really like loud and annoying, but none of it was funny. It was no punchlines. And then it would cut to the audience and show people laughing, but you could tell those two things weren't connected. It's really amazing.
Like a Will Smith video where the crowd dancing is not dancing at his concert.
He's going by his street name. He's going by his legal name though. For the
What is his legal name?
Something Harris.
Is it Tip Harris?
Yeah, but I think it's I think.
Oh, Clifford Joseph Harris Jr.
No, then I think it's Tip Harris. It's not T.I. I think that's
he changed his name from Tip to T.I.
He ain't going to Clifford. Clifford Harris does sound more like a comedian than Tip Harris. But.
So Tip was his name, and then when he got signed and started like making music, he got signed to Arista. And Q-Tip was on there, so there was confusion at the label, so he moved it to T.I. instead of Tip.
Oh, I thought it was because he was like, yo, I ain't calling myself Tip, pause. That's not, we ain't
I think
doing all that.
For a childhood nickname, Tip is a good name. I like it.
I bet the label was a little bummed when they made him change his name, and they looked at the record sales year over year during his reign of terror.
Tip did what he needed to do when he needed to do it. He got in, he got out. He bagged him, the queen of hip hop, Tiny Harris.
Well, they also got, they did that settlement and got like, she just got like $200 million or something in some insane settlement. Like they never, like the rich get richer.
I just love that somebody's name is Tiny Harris. That's what he calls his little unit. You about to meet Tiny Harris. And ain't nothing tiny about Tiny.
Tiny's the enforcer. Tiny's the one you don't want to F with. You do not want to. T.I., I'll flick his ear. I don't give a fuck.
Tiny, it's like Solange and Jay-Z in the elevator. Tiny whooped the shit out of old Tip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Tip is the fact that he hides his bruises under his Atlanta fitted is not lost on me. That is not lost on me.
She whoop on me, Jake Paul style.
Jake Paul, I don't want to be like every other podcast with two guys and talk about boxing, but
we have to, bro.
He got his jaw broken 2 places.
Okay, so this is obviously a psyop, right? You know what I mean? Because everyone is saying Jake Paul, you can't just buy every fight.
You can. I'd get my jaw broken 2 places for $80 million, and so would you. And if you wouldn't do that, you're stupid.
I think he's treating it like wrestling or whatever. Like this is all theater. So he knows that he has to take a fall every once in a while because at a certain point, people are going to stop tuning in and buying tickets and being interested in a guy who just pays people to lose to him. It's no fun. So he does need to himself lose every once in a while. And he knows he's getting so many dope bonus points for being truly injured and breaking his jaw and having surgery.
I mean, being able to post nothing's cooler than the hospital bed selfie. I hope to one day be able to do that myself.
Yeah. What kind of injury do you want to be?
Nothing super critical. Maybe just some dental stuff or something. You know, I don't want my life to be on the line. But
veneers.
Whatever. Yeah, something light. Nothing too crazy. No heart problems or anything.
Okay, no heart. Yeah. So I was speaking of Joe Budden. I was actually looking at his episode count. He's at episode 888, and How Long Gone is at episode 886 today. So that means, you know, I'm thinking like those NASA tables where it shows when this planet is going to cross over to this planet. I think we are in the next month, we could have more episodes than the Joe Budden podcast.
And that's the only number I would like to compare to the How Long Gone and the Joe Budden
podcast. All the only stats.
The only stat that we're looking at, I'm not looking at bank account. I'm not looking at viewer count. I'm good.
Don't care about that.
Sheer amount of output. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. Yeah, I was listening to them today, and they have you noticed that when you listen to that show that they really think they think everything's a little bit of a psyop? They think everything is like, well, they push the button and then look what happens. And I think it's a little bit like, it's one of the dumber parts about that show that I kind of like, is that they think everything is like somebody pulling strings from on high. And that things don't just happen.
PSYOP, well, I mean, because PSYOP explanation is a good jumping off point to funny, interesting conversational moments. That's
not what they're doing, though. They believe it. It's different. I don't think it's because it can be anything.
It's okay. I mean, it's even better if they believe it, because then you get some truly, you know, engaged and spirited discourse.
Well, what's his name thinks the Earth is flat.
Yeah,
one of them thinks the Earth is flat.
It's nobody wants to tune in to listen to 7 guys wearing kids super hoodies and being like, "Hey, man, the Earth is flat," and everyone's like, "No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not." Okay, let's go pay some bills. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this is all, like conspiracy theories, psyops, this and this. And, that's what, even if you disagree with it, it's still interesting to listen to people, like people listen to How Long Gone because you and I, we can argue and disagree about everything. And that makes for entertaining convo.
Thinking everything is a conspiracy theory feels very low IQ to me. But that is also what they're trying to do over there.
I would say, to me, I'll push back on that. It feels inquisitive. It feels curious. I feel it's a sign of high IQ. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I mean,
it means that I'm not just going to give up and be lazy and say, "Oh, that just happened," or "That's probably just a thing," or whatever. I'm not gonna.
Look, I don't believe
we wool over my own eyes.
I don't believe we landed on the moon. I'm just saying I don't think the Earth is flat. I don't think the Earth is flat. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, Earth not flat, but you think moon landing for sure? That was not real.
It feels manufactured. It feels manufactured. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
I think Trump needs. Trump is doing whatever he can to get us off the scent of the Epstein files, unless it's a Democrat in the photo, then it's fine. But
are you talking about the picture of known state smasher Noam Chomsky on the plane with Epstein?
We got the chomp. We got Chomps. We got Bubba. There's a lot of Bill Clinton photos.
Picture of Bubba. The picture of Bubba in the hot tub.
Bubba's in the tub.
Where it looks like he's got his head. Where he looks like he's getting topped off, but he's not. That is because it's either already happened or about to happen.
I mean, yeah. He could have an underwater aquatic. Give me a little piece of underwater.
He got some mermaid head.
Who knows? This is how. This story goes all the way up to the top.
Jeff.
Follow the money. Do you think mermaids are cheap? They got one.
I don't. The pictures are pretty amazing, and unfortunately,
wait, sorry. Before you can move on, I was saying we need to have. Trump was saying like, I'm going to release the Epstein files. I'm going to release the JFK assassination files, UFO stuff, moon landing stuff. He was promising all that. If you have like 5 different classified documents that you promised to release so people would vote for you, and you have everyone is pressuring you to do the Epstein one because he's in several hundred of these images, to satisfy them, get them off the scent, release the moon landing stuff, release the UFO stuff, release the JFK stuff, like just throw us a bone, or else we're never going to leave him alone about this.
No,
right?
I agree. I mean, he's never going to be left alone. It's also like apparently, from what I've read and seen, there's enough photos where you can meter these out for years.
Oh yeah,
you can do a drop every month. Oh, I think the U.S. government, to kind of get rid of some of our debt, they should maybe put the Epstein photos on Patreon. Something I've been thinking about is what if Donald Trump launched a Substack and it was a subscription based to get access to the Epstein photos? That would do more numbers than Ryan Lizza. That would be the biggest. That would be the highest paid. And I know the Substack people wouldn't love that, but I think that behind closed doors, everybody would be dapping up.
Yeah, that would really stimulate our economy. It would get us out of our trillions and trillions of debt, probably, right?
Like, you really want to use these paywalls for good. Like, let's see something. Let's really do something. Because if I want to see
Trump, build the wall.
If I want to see a 75-year-old white guy getting topped off by someone who's been trafficked, $10 a month that's cheap, really.
Yeah, was One Night in Paris free? Was Ray J and Kim K? That's going to cost $29.99, and millions of dollars were made.
Y'all are paying $100 to see Jake Paul get his jaw broke. Imagine what you would pay to see the most powerful people in the world doing bad stuff.
Just to see Bill Gates with all those 11-year-olds unblurred, remove the redactation.
You know what's really interesting about all this stuff is there's no drugs, and I find that to be like. So you're just hanging. There's no. You never see alcohol or drugs really in any of this stuff,
right,
which is so interesting to me.
Yeah. So in your mind, you're like, what kind of freak off is this?
Well, I'm saying if you're doing something that bad, which they are, you should be trying to forget that you're doing that.
You would think that if I'm Bill Clinton and I'm in the jacuzzi, there'd be a spent Heineken bottle nearby at the very least, or something. Mai Tais are coming out. Gilon made some White Russians, whatever it might be.
That's what they call. That's their code word for trafficking. But yeah,
Gilon's like, I made White Russians. This is Svetlana, and she's.
I just don't. But I'm serious. I just like, wow, this is because Trump famously doesn't drink or do drugs, and I'm like, wow, this is so interesting that these people are able to do all this awful stuff completely sober, or at least to our knowledge sober.
Well, the reptile people are able to kill because they're cold-blooded. It's just inside of them. They do not need to have some poppers or some Tusi or a couple Molly bumps. They're just like, hey, I'm too busy being a powerful, wealthy person, doing some euthanasia and some genocides of certain nationalities and things like that. I do not have time to have a hangover.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the one thing...
And also, the people that are the most fucked up is like the opposite of the weekend. You want to be high for this. Like, I need to be sober for this. I need to remember all of this. I need to have some great digital photos of this, and that's what gets me off, not doing a bump and having an espresso martini.
That's true. But I was just I as I clicked through some of those photos, I'm like, wow, there's not even like you said, there's not even a beer bottle. Like it's just, and on a private plane, I mean, the beer's free, for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? Take one.
The guy can probably afford it, right?
Yeah, apparently, because they also posted that like document showing his like net, all the the net worth, like all the accounts and like the properties and shit. Mm-hmm. And it was, I tell you what, that island's worth a lot of money. I didn't know. I hadn't really priced out an island before, but I think if I'm not mistaken, it was $66 million.
Yeah, and obviously some islands more expensive than others. I can get you into a starter island. It's not going to be in as much of a desirable neighborhood.
You're more at a point where maybe a timeshare island would be best for you. So you get 2 weeks a year. You can pick those now. Summer fills up, so just kind of consider that when you're making your choices.
Oh, honey, there's nothing for summer. Yeah, you understand.
July 4th weekend, you're crazy. No, July 4th weekend is out of the question.
Yeah, I mean, you can get cheaper islands for sure, but it's not. I think, but he was because his Epstein's island. I was in like a hot spot, and it was right on the Gulf of America, right?
Yeah, I think Yes, I think based on location alone, you're going to pay a little bit. It's like any other high-end zip code. Location.
You want to get the worst island on the nicest cluster, as they always say.
No, I don't mind if the room's small as long as it's in the nicest hotel. I'm happy.
Yeah, island ownership is one of those things where, do we trust anyone? that has their own island?
No. If you have your own island, you're
and
doing
also,
something
and
bad.
also, just like having, like for the person that like I bought the one house in the Palisades that's still standing, no neighbors, but not in a fun, Kobe Bryant who the neighbors kind of way. It's more in a no neighbors because there's just nothing around.
Yeah.
It seems if I lived on my own private island, I would be scared all the time.
No, I don't
and
want
every night you are susceptible to penetration on all of your shores from and it's just you and your security guard who's jacking off in his booth.
Not penetration.
I'm in the middle of the motherfreaking ocean out there on this private, and who knows what's out there, who knows what evil lurks.
I mean, beyond animals and opossums, there's
also and then something bad happens. What are you going to call the cops on your private island?
You have to have your own. You probably have to have your own police force.
Yeah.
And if you're Epstein, you don't want police anywhere near you.
Well, I get bit by a rattler. My private snake bites me, and then what? I gotta get. Okay, well, the next flight to Cuba is taking off tomorrow at 4. I got 17 minutes to live. You know what I mean?
That's true. I think that there are a lot of downsides to island ownership, and we're not just talking about taxes. There's a lot of kind of day in day out problems with island ownership.
The maintenance.
But I love that Diana Ross is caught up in this.
Speaking of Wi-Fi.
I love that Diana Ross is caught up in this. Like, guys, Diana Ross, she just went, like, that's the thing. When you got this much money, you hang out with celebrities because that's how it goes. Like, not all of them were diddling. Like, come on. Like, let's like think logically here.
No, I agree. I mean, definitely not Michael Jackson. He has no interest in that kind of stuff. But
Michael Jackson.
It makes you wonder. I mean, unfortunately, your boy Mick Jagger, he was posted up there, and I was watching the Chappelle special last night, and he was talking about when he invited Mick Jagger to go perform at his club in Ohio, and he was asking Dave, like, they got hoes in Ohio though?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. Like,
see, well, we're going to criminalize him for that, like every other person Dave Chappelle has asked.
So all that is to say, Mick, a bit of a known poon hound,
yeah,
but in a lovable way because he was also, the sexiest man alive for many decades, and he just has that swag. But I don't know, man. It seems like those photos of Mick, he's like on the borderline. I don't think he's interested in sleeping with children, but I don't know. When I look at the Chris Tucker, how much time he was spending on there, the Tucker of it all is a little strange.
For once, the guy named Tucker's in the wrong, and it's nice to see. Yeah, he looks too happy. Like everybody else looks like, I'd rather like those pictures of Bill Clinton.
Yeah, you see the Mick Jagger or the Michael Jackson.
You know what I mean? Like, I wish you didn't do this. Chris Tucker's cheesing.
And he's like, yeah, I bet you did. I'm taking these for a very specific reason. But like when you see the MJ or the Diana Ross or the Mick Jagger, you're like, they got invited to 1 or 2 dinners. They're hanging out. It's a whole thing. David Blaine's gonna do some magic. It'll be fun, whatever. But you got the feeling that old Tuck was a confidant, a consigliere.
I think Chris Tucker was an integral part of the operation. Whereas I think some of these people were just simply guests from time to time when a rich guy called them and said, "I'll send the plane." The reality is, I don't care who you are. If somebody tells you we're having a party, I'm going to send the plane, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 people are saying yes.
Yeah, but I want to know what Chris Tucker brings to the table. Did he just happen to make
he's humorous.
Epstein laugh so much?
Yeah,
is it just that?
He's the court jester.
Because it's like, okay, we're bringing, Bill Gates or whatever, these huge names. It makes sense why they're there.
You want to talk about scaring the hoes, Jason? Bill Gates? Like, you got to have one guy. You got to have one guy that's actually good looking and funny to keep everybody fucking spirits up.
Okay, so you're saying Chris Tucker, everyone loves him. He's funny. He's joking. He's not like a pervy guy. He's just like everyone loves him, and he was probably such a delight to be around.
He's also reasonably good looking, where people would want to have sex with him. Bill Gates, you got to pay.
Bill Gates is not a Riz master. He's not charismatic AF.
Bill Clinton, on the other hand, is, I think he invented Riz from everything I've been told.
Invented Riz. No, I mean, yeah, of course.
So I think he's fine.
Some people need help more than others.
Yes, of course. And I think that obviously money and threatening works pretty well, but charisma still is one of our greatest virtues when it comes to sleeping with the opposite sex.
I mean, it is truly the number one.
Or same sex. I don't know what they were doing out there.
Of course. Yeah, his mind. That's what they were thinking.
Chris Tucker. It's so funny. It's just so funny that he's there. So you watched the Dave Chappelle. I didn't know you hated yourself that much.
I think you might like this one, Chris. I think you might like this one.
The last thing I want to hear is Dave Chappelle talking about fucking Charlie Kirk. I just don't. But I'll watch it. Sure. We're about to have a lot of free time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a week off. But
what channel? What network is it on?
It's on Netflix. It was a surprise thing after the Jake Paul fight. Like when the fight was over, Chappelle went on live and said, "Surprise, bitch! New special dropping right now." Which
it's like when
I think it's fun. It's
CBS drops a bad sitcom right after the Super Bowl, trying to get us to tune in.
Exactly, but except this is the exact thing that people want to watch after that. You know, you've been watching a bunch of people beat each other up. You're faded. You got Cutwaters in you, and then boom, out of nowhere, Chappelle's gonna start talking about Charlie Kirk. Let's do it. You know what I mean?
That's true. It is. No. It's from a business standpoint. It's brilliant.
Versus like, all right, that was another stupid, bad Super Bowl blowout, boring as hell, and now an all new episode of Chicago Fire.
Oh yeah. Oh, you thought you thought Shelton wasn't coming back? You're wrong, bitch. Get ready.
And now
go Eagles.
Bari Weiss is gonna interview Allison Roman.
We're gonna put Bari Weiss. Bari Weiss is gonna do stand up actually for a full hour after the Super Bowl. She's been kind of aiming for this for years. We're finally getting
ASAP Weiss.
I watched the Counting Crows documentary on the plane yesterday coming back from LA, and obviously I loved it for many reasons, but there's a huge part of the storyline where like after August and everything, after basically after Mr. Jones was this like giant hit, and he like can't, like he's got people like camping outside of his house type shit,
right?
And Johnny Depp and the other guy, the co-owner of Viper Room, call him, and they're like, "How are you?" And he's like, "Not good." And then he basically says they put him on hold, and they're like, "All right, we got you a suite at the hotel. The flight leaves at 7 p.m. Come to LA and we'll take care of you." And he goes for Kate Moss's 21st birthday party at Viper Room, which is maybe the thing I've wanted to do the most in my entire life. and then he's there so much that he starts bartending because it takes his mind off of everything, and he becomes sort of like a full-time bartender at the Viper Room in its absolute heyday.
Yeah, you know you're down bad when bartending saves you.
So basically the woman who ran the club, who was also the bartender, was like, yeah, so I just got to party with my friends, and he would just give me all the money because he didn't need the money. I was like, that is a dream scenario for a bartender.
I mean, yeah, it is great, and I think it's nice when we can hire these celebrities out to do some of that work, take the load off of our shoulders. But the thing that stuck out to me the most during that time was everyone was mentioning that era, which is what, like early 90s, and they're like, this was the last time where real fun and good stuff happened.
Yes.
It was right before digital photos, social media, and all that stuff. It was the last moment before everything got ruined.
And there's like
where you could have a real clubhouse in the middle of the Sunset Strip, tourists everywhere, clubs everywhere, bars, restaurants, all this stuff, and you got one spot where there's a little upstairs room, and you truly are only allowed in there if you're on the inside. And you could be a random bro, you could be a gay guy who's taking photos, you could be a celebrity, Mick Jagger, whatever it is, and you're in that room and you can do whatever you want, and that's it. And that doesn't exist anymore.
There's one guy who's like took a lot of he was like, yeah, basically I took all these pictures of that time because I knew that. Like I knew basically like if I don't do this, no one will, and we won't have these, moments or whatever.
That's why I podcast. If I don't do it, who will?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. I wish that
turns out several million will.
So it turns out everybody you've ever met will happily.
But I won't like it as much.
But it was good. I mean, if you like Counting Crows, it's pretty good. I think that
even if you don't, it's good.
It's a little too ringery, It's a little too like, well, in the 1990s, all these things they have, but the way that they use, a
ringer motherfucker love to see the 90s coming.
But it looks good. Like they actually did a good job. Usually these things have like stupid like animations or something for interstitials. This just had like sort of like wide view LA sunsets and shit. It was just kind of nice instead of trying to make it. Remember that Kurt Cobain documentary that came out and had all the fucking illustration? It's just like, dude, this is for children. Don't do this. This is stupid.
Oh yeah, I forgot you hate a cartoon.
Stop. Just stop. It's so stupid.
What is an illustration if not a cartoon? But yeah, I know what you mean. The ringer of it all. It does have a certain stink to it. I don't mean that in a derogatory way. It has a certain.
Well, they just take everything to this sort of unbelievably dorky level when we're talking about like the Viper Room and Adam Duritz being a stick man, even though he's not the best looking guy on earth, and it brings it back to like, well, black. It's just like, dude, stop. Like, we don't need.
Well, when's the last time? I mean, do cool documentaries exist anymore? I feel like the whole process of it, we're all sort of admitting and in on the nerdiness of it all.
Well, I think they have. I think that my feeling is that they think they have to do that so that regular people will watch it, because they think they need to over-explain everything. So like the absolute, the viewer who's the least interested will like feel like they're learning something. And I think which sure, but
I think you're too close to the Crows to really appreciate this is the problem.
I mean, I just don't.
They need to make what if the Ringer was like, we made this, you make 2 of every documentaries, one for the normies,
one for the heads, and one for the 2 cuts.
One for the heads, bro.
The other thing that was interesting,
Deluxe edition.
I will say, was that there's, I guess they were kind of like, there's the week between Christmas and New Year's, and like no one does anything. The music business is totally dead. Yeah. And that's when they released the video for Mr. Jones, because they knew it would be like MTV would have to play it because there was like nothing new coming in.
It's almost as if they stole that idea from us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like, wait a second, where did you guys get this idea? Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it made me remember there was some revisionist history going on, because when Counting Crows did come out, they were talking about on that documentary, like, it was not cool to listen to them. Like, they were... Yeah. It was whack. And I remember, even though I was a kid when it came out, I remember being like, this shit is gay, bro. Because I forgot who was mentioning it, one of the Talking Head people, but they're like every day we listen to Guns N' Roses and Def Leppard and Whitesnake and whatever.
Yeah.
And then one day Nirvana came and then it was over. We just stopped.
Yeah.
So everyone was either listening to, Nirvana, Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, metal, Metallica, gangster rap, all this shit. And then Counting Crows comes out and we're like, bro, this whiny as a motherfucker, bro.
That's why it worked.
But also when the whiny is just that good, it takes off, just like our friend Bright Eyes, you know what I mean? Because when I first heard Bright Eyes, I was like, bro, this is gay as fuck.
I did not, unfortunately. I bought it on vinyl and went to every show. And so I mean, I would say that Mr. Jones, even though that's not even my top 5 favorite Counting Crow songs, is
strolling through the barrio,
will live on longer than almost everything from that era, for whatever reason.
Of course, yeah. It's just, some songs, you don't get to choose what song becomes your big one, right? Ice Spice didn't get to choose.
Dude.
She didn't get to choose big guy. It just happened.
When you're able to just produce genius like that, you have to let go and let God as far as where it ends up.
Ice Spice having a big week. Yeah. What do you think about, we were talking a little Charlie Kirk. Everyone seems to be talking about his widow having, Righteous Gemstones, the best time of her entire life, just a month after or whatever her husband was assassinated on live TV, basically. And everyone is saying this is a little too much. Like even the MAGA people and the Turning Point people and the Christian fundamentalists are like, this is psycho,
Yeah, it's definitely
what's going on.
It's definitely psycho. I mean, I think this is maybe what she was, excluding the murder. This is definitely what she was probably trying to do her entire life, But when you marry somebody that's the star, it's tough for you to also be a star. So this is her time.
But it does seem to be working, and people are still giving her millions of dollars every month, it seems.
Oh yeah. I mean, because people who like Charlie Kirk are dumb. And people who like his wife are even dumber.
I'm wondering I don't know what the end point is. Like what they're promising will be given in return for all of the donations. Like, are they working toward? I think it's like having J.D. Vance be or become president in 3 years, or whatever. That seems to be the only
look, if I'm her
goal for this church.
If I'm her, I'm promising whatever I can and getting your bread, and then if I can't do it, I'm just going to disappear. And I got your money.
But I'm asking, what is she promising?
Oh, I don't.
Do we know?
I don't pay attention to that enough to know. But I assume it must be something of well, obviously everlasting life. You'll go to heaven, but maybe there's more to it.
I was just thinking about it yesterday, like how do millions of people in America who are like struggling to put food on the table and keep clothes on their kids' back, how are they being separated from their $17?
This is religion to it. That's what church does. It's the same thing. This is church for these people. They would rather give the money to her than to their local.
Yeah, but with the church, they're, like you said, they're giving you the promise of eternal heaven existence and a beautiful.
What's
happy
more
life.
important to you, Jason? What's more important to you, eternal happiness or getting these liberals the fuck out of there? That's the question.
Maybe you just answer the question, but I'm just wondering how in 2025 is that grift still working?
You're just and we do this often here, but we underestimate the stupidity of the American people, and I think this is a clear case of that.
We need to have a nice religious war, right? We got to have a cleansing, don't we?
Oh, put these people in the shower.
Because
let's get these people. Because
we had the Civil War, we had the North and the South. I think we need to have Christians versus
everybody else,
everyone else, or just church motherfuckers versus motherfuckers.
This is I believe
we got. I
don't have the numbers in front of me, but I believe this is the church ain't doing so hot these days, compared to when we were kids.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I think that religion in general is just sort of like it's not what
it's gone into the underground, man.
It's not what it used to be. Let's say I don't think it's considered an absolute must by people the way that it was in the 90s.
Yeah, because before 100 years ago, when it was like, hey, we're living through the Great Depression, I'm eating fucking dirt for dinner every night, my kids have no teeth, and everyone's dying of a new bacteria because we don't have medicine yet or whatever. But don't worry, this existence of hell is going to be over soon, and then you're going to be in heaven forever. But then it got really good for everyone for a long time, and now I don't know if anyone is like, hey, I'm okay with having an awful life.
Yeah.
If it means that the next time it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Maybe we figured out that next time stuff isn't necessarily true. There's not a lot to back it up.
And it's just a shame that the ultimate coping mechanism has to have a dollar sign attached to it.
Look, I agree, and I hate to say that.
And it's tax-free.
That's why I donate. That's why I tithe my 10% every Sunday over here at Dime Square Methodist.
This is going to be the new A24 movie.
I can't handle any more A24 movies. They got to chill out for a little while.
Take 5, y'all.
When are you going to go see Marty Supreme? Did you pre-buy your tickets on Fandango?
I have not pre-bought. I just learned. I was talking to Mikey on Friday night, and he said that he already saw it. I didn't even know that it's already out.
It's out in New York and LA.
In larger cities. And that's why we live here, you guys, so we could see Marty beforehand. Maybe I'll see it this week. Who knows? I'm curious to see it. Mikey said that he actually liked it, and I don't like Safdie movies very much, but he said he doesn't either, and this is the one that changed him.
I'm fine with them. I just wonder if I'm going to see how bad it gets in Atlanta. Like how bad, if it gets bad enough for me to go to Phipps Plaza to watch Marty Supreme, I'll let you know.
Yeah, because you. Obviously not a big movie watcher, not a AMC Stubs member, but you'll watch a movie every once in a while on the plane or whatever.
I've seen all the Safdie movies coincidentally. Now that you said that, I realize.
But unless it's like a screening or a private whatever debut launch thingy, red carpet, when's the last time you went to a movie theater and bought a ticket and saw a movie?
I think that Korean movie that I like so much.
Which one?
Remember the Korean movie about the early 2000s?
Oh.
I think you saw it too. It was good. It was really good. I really liked it.
Oh, not Didi?
Yeah, Didi. I think Didi might be the last movie that I went to the theater for.
Okay, Didi.
I think.
Did you watch that Boyhood movie? Linklater?
Yeah. Oh, the one that was like they shot it for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I did.
That was a good one.
I'm a big Linklater. Actually, I love all of his movies, now that I say that.
Who was the rapper that said we should link later?
It's gonna be Kid Cudi, and you're gonna be bummed. It's gonna be Corey Ramone.
No, it's a girl. No, I think it's Slayyyter.
That doesn't count. That's not a rapper.
Oh look, come on. It's on.
That's really funny, but
it's on. Crank it up. He wanna fuck Slayyyter. Richard, we should link later. Get to my hotel. Suck him off in the elevator.
That's A+ stuff.
I spilled the salt shaker, buckle bunny, bad behavior. I'm on junkie time, drop dimes, big truck, crank up, sublime. That's right. That's what I fucking like. Damn, this
sick.
Is
made for you. This is really Jason coded.
I don't like the song very much. I'll put it at the end of this episode, but
this is a Slay. This is a Slay YYYTER.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Correct. Okay. Which I think is a very divisive character in the gay music world.
Okay, sure. Well, I mean, the good ones
She's the Counting Crows of WeHo.
She's known.
Of Toxic Gays.
Yeah, she's the Counting Crows of Santa Monica Boulevard. Oh my God. I went to Bistrot Ha last night.
Oh. Bistro with a T, right?
Yeah.
On the end.
And
Bistrot.
I gotta say, it was good. I really liked it.
Were you able to find enough vegetarian options?
I had something that I wish I would have taken a picture of the menu because I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, you definitely don't know what's going on there.
It was like a curried lobster on a puff pastry of some kind, and it was fucking delicious. Okay. It was so good. And I those are things I don't usually, I mean, obviously who doesn't like puff pastry, but I just really, really liked it, and I was not expecting. It came with sweetbreads, but I asked for them not to include the sweetbreads. So.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. There's some chilies. Is there fried sage on there?
Yeah, it had a little kick to it for sure.
Okay, yeah, it kind of looks like a biscuit, or it could be something like a pâté chaud, which is like a French Vietnamese kind of thing.
It was delicious. Yeah, there was also like a fluke that was like everything had like a nice kick to it, obviously. But I loved it. It was really good.
Vietnamese motherfuckers love that little spice. I'm actually gonna get some pho after this. Carolyn and I went to Morihiro last night, which is like a Michelin star sushi spot. Used to be in Atwater, now it's in Echo Park, unfortunately.
Wow, I love that. I love Michelin star sushi Echo Park. These words don't belong together.
$400 omakase.
$400 each?
Yeah, each. We didn't get that though. We went a la carte off the menu.
I like that. I like when you do the a la carte in those situations and you somehow end up spending more money. I know you didn't, but I feel like that's happened to me before.
I ended up spending $400, but just total.
That's not crazy. It's not crazy.
Was it
good?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. We should go there. It used to be only like the only reason to go was the omakase, and when it was in Atwater, I felt so crazy. I couldn't spend like the amount of money I would spend at Noma to go eat next door to Wine and Eggs and like a store that sells like cups,
Yeah.
With a bunch of my Uber Eats guys chain smoking in front to pick up their Dune orders to go up to Topanga or whatever. But now that it's in a nicer spot and it has a full bar with, get the lychee martinis, but like super mixology level vibes. And the best part is he makes like California rolls and like shrimp tempura rolls.
Oh, I see. He's
using like imitation crab the right way.
Shit is how it's supposed to be done. I don't care if it's like...
But he like went through and sourced every single imitation crab and found the right one, and he makes his own rice. He like grows his own rice and processes it himself.
Dude, what? Okay.
It's crazy. But so it's cool to have that level where
awesome.
Before
that's crazy.
You would get like, this is the crazy rare abalone or toro or sea urchin shit. It's nice to have that level, that Michelin level with the California roll, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and have it be, like $16 or something like that.
Yeah, that's a really cool approach, actually. I like that a lot.
And also, I had a little steak, and it was served with this tempura sweet potato, where you fry a whole sweet potato. You dip it in the tempura batter, and then they fry it for 40 minutes on a low temp.
Whoa.
I know, crazy, right? 40-minute fry.
That's a long time.
So the outside just turns like super kind of paper thin, crunchy, crispy, and then the 40 minutes of kind of slow oil cooking makes the inside cook like medium rare, kind of like a steak almost, and it gets like kind of, I don't know, it gets like satiny and velvety, and like the middle is different than the center, and then like as it goes in and out, all the textures are different and everything. Really good.
That sounds very good. That sounds very good.
We'll pull up.
I need to. Well, we don't have a lot of time, but I know you listened to the Timothy verse. I don't know.
He's the kid.
How many mics would you give it if you were? I like that he shouts out Kylie for being rich. That's my favorite part.
Yeah, that was a nice part, and it was cool of him to do that. Because I still almost don't even believe that they're in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, can you just imagine them like hanging out together? It doesn't work for me, for my mind. I think some people were saying like, when you are a person like that who's flying very close to the Wigger sun, the verse is where the rubber meets the road. That is where you get the definitive
decision.
You know what I mean? Like when you go into the doctor and blah, blah, blah. I think this is happening. You don't know until you get the MRI. That's really going to let you know, or we're going to do a blood test and find out exactly what your blah, blah, blah is. You can't hide it. You can't fake it. You can't get a stylist to make you look cool. You can't have the right barber, the right jewelry, the right everything. You can do.
I feel like he wrote it himself too.
You could buy your way into it and have other people help you out. But once you're doing that, that's when you know. And he did not pass the test for me.
I mean, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. The other thing that happened before we go is that...
And he makes Ease the Kid sound good.
What's her name from I Love L.A.? Odessa?
Yeah.
They found out that she used to date Jaden Smith when they were in like high school.
Says everything you need to know, huh?
I know. I thought it was so funny. Those two fucking freaks.
Those two Zionists.
Okay, how long gone? Thank you for listening. Merry Christmas. We'll be back. We have one more episode next week. Before the holidays, we're going to take a little break, but we will be putting out our end of year special that we shot in LA this week.
Yeah, coming to you live from Burbank.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.